I don't like to involve myself in personal internet drama, but apparently this is the direction this guy wants to go. And I think it's very instructive because I'm seeing this pattern of people throwing the word shill around without any substantial evidence to back the claim. I don't know what his real name is, but the name of his YouTube channel is Harvey Dent's Re-Return. He has 3 videos I want to take a quick look at. Make Note, the story they won't touch, Meet the Shillbillies, and the YouTube Shillbillies. RFB and High Impact Vlogs are shills. RFB is Richie from Boston. Me and my girlfriend got a kick out of these 2 thumbnails because Harvey actually took the time to superimpose my face on Jed Clampett's body and Richie's face on the body of Jethro Bodine from the Beverly Hillbillies. I gotta admit, it's pretty stinking funny. While all the videos have the comment section enabled, for some reason, Harvey's chosen to disable the like and dislike buttons. So Harvey's calling me and Richie from Boston shills. The definition of a shill is simple and straightforward. A shill is a plant or a stooge. It's a person who publicly helps or gives credibility to a person or organization without disclosing that they have a personal relationship with that person or organization. In Harvey Dent's accusation, he's basically saying that I'm a shill who's being paid by some person or organization to either disseminate false information or withhold true information. And as we'll see in a second, true information equals Harvey's information. Here's what he says in the first video.
A couple channels, truther channels, will not touch my stories with a 10-foot pole.
So the initial basis for his claim centers around Harvey and his stories.
All right. Now, I don't know if you remember, before my channel was deleted, I did a story on, who I think is on the take. And featured Brian of High Impact Vlogs. Brian even came and commented on my video about how if there's any proof that he's on the take or is not being genuine or not being truthful, then he would expect to be called out.
And this is true. In the video he's referring to, he highlighted 4 YouTubers. 3 he just flat out called shills with absolutely no basis other than they sell stuff on their channels and just take Harvey's word for it. Me, he left up in the air, but hinted that I might possibly be a shill.
Well, Brian, I'm calling you out, buddy. How many emails have I sent you in the past 3 days trying to raise your awareness to what's going on here? How many comments have I left on your videos, trying to alert your awareness to what's going on here? How many responses have I got from you? What kind of stories have you uploaded? Ever since I've started on my research dig, he hasn't touched it.
So based on what Harvey's saying here, every time he sends me an email, every time he leaves me a comment, I'm expected to sift through literally thousands of comments and emails a day, find his comments and emails, and when I come across his communications with me, I should drop everything I'm doing and address what he says in a video. Or I'm a shill. Seems pretty unreasonable, impractical, self-centered, and it seems like a standard he wouldn't want placed on himself. No one would. Let's continue.
So yeah, I'm putting you on blast. You can use the excuse that you didn't see it, you got so many comments you didn't know, you didn't see the email.
Well, I didn't see it, and I do get many comments and emails every single day. One day I happened to check my email, then I saw his, and I did respond to it. Here's what one of those emails said. What's up, Brian? The way I see it, you and I are probably the closest thing that YouTube has to unbiased, truth-seeking reporting. Now guys, YouTube has a huge number of content creators. There's no way I could possibly say that and expect to be accurate. Despite my channel being deleted, it was anticipated they never let channels come back from 2 strikes down. I haven't for a minute stopped doing what I do. Digging, searching, and finding the truth and compiling it, and what I hope is a very clear delivery. While I interject sometimes a little too much sarcasm and humor into it, I never stray from the topic at hand and can usually make my point in about 3 minutes while presenting some very convincing and compelling reasoning or proof. Your method of delivery is very similar, very clear, factual, proof-backed, and sincere. This email is from November 11th. But now, all of a sudden, I'm a shill because I don't respond to and make a video dealing with information that he claims to have found. I think we should try to team up for a tag team report on all the holes in the borderline shooting. Talk about our discoveries and findings. Now, why would you want to team up with somebody you suspect is a shill? I definitely think our styles would complement one another. Let me know if you'd like to explore that. If you are, great. If not, no problem. Obviously, it is a problem for Harvey. I just like shaking things up and delivering something different that I know will get attention. We could get that attention. He emailed again on the 12th saying, just making sure you saw this prior to assuming you're not interested in moving on. While I could understand not being interested, I probably wouldn't understand non-response considering the past week's occurrences. Hit me back. I would hate to have to explore the reasoning behind your not sharing the obviously questionable relationship between the club owner, his membership to the Rotary and Chamber of Commerce, and the two universities that students supposedly died from being big financial supporters of the chamber. That is definitely news I would expect to be shared by you. I wonder if me reading his email in this video qualifies as sharing his information. 2 days later, he puts this video out.
Pretty sure he won't say anything, because were he to say anything, he'd be expected to report on this story. And if he reports on this story, then you know he's a real truther. So why don't you head on over to Brian's channel, and on his latest video, go ask him what's up with the real news, man. What is up? Why'd you drop the ball?
Do you see what Harvey's saying here? If I report on his story, I'm a real truther. If I don't report on his story, I'm not reporting the real news. And if I don't report on it after he's presented it to me, then I've dropped the ball. This is actually quite self-centered. Report on my news, real truther. Don't report on it, ball dropper and shill. He ends his accusation of me in this video with,
also, you might want to take note. His channel just grew almost 10,000 subscribers in like 2 days. I don't know how that happens. Who knows?
What exactly are we talking about here? Why even mention this? What does subscriber increase have to do with anything? He finishes out this video trying to hold Richie from Boston to the same self-centered standard. Here's the next video entitled, Meet the Shillbillies. Here's his intro.
The YouTube Shillbillies.
Then he says,
you know, it really sucks when you learn that people you thought were on the same team as you aren't on the same team as you. For the longest time, I was warned that Richie from Boston and Brian from High Impact Flicks were shills, that they were not truthers. And well, I had my questions about both, but I gave them both the benefit of the doubt because neither one of them had proven that they were not truthers. They both seemed sincere and passionate about their cause, and you know, it feels good to not fight a battle by yourself. But it appears that I'm fighting this battle by myself, because after posting a video basically putting them both on blast for not covering the story, the real story.
Now remember, so far, Harvey putting someone on blast simply means condemning anyone for not covering Harvey's story. And if they don't cover Harvey's story, well, they're not truthers. They're shills.
And Brian over at High Impact Flicks, what a poor showing. I mean, less than a week after coming and saying, hey, if you have a reason to believe that I'm not being honest, truthful, or I'm not delivering the whole story, you can come call me out. See, but Brian's a smart cookie. He stopped reporting about that shooting 2 days ago when he saw I started getting close to what the story was really about, knowing that continuing to report about it might possibly throw one of my videos out there as a suggestion in the algorithm. He stopped cold.
In case you haven't noticed, Harvey's narcissism here is cranked up to about an 11. He's stating his assumption as fact that the reason I stopped reporting about Borderline is because I'm keeping up with his content and didn't want his videos to catch air with the YouTube algorithm. Is it possible to get any more full of yourself? Can you imagine going through life making assumptions and jumping to conclusions like this and stating them as fact?
Go tell him to update the story. He won't. And if he does, he probably won't cover anything I covered.
Speaking of jumping to conclusions, check this out.
Which, by the way, these Luciferians, these people in these secret societies, they have to have their signature. They have to have their thing on whatever it is they're doing in order to recognize one another. I did not notice this on Brian's channel logo until today, but it looks like he has a sun behind him, and the lines look like they almost line up with the Jesuit son. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with who he's with. I don't know if that's why he's not reporting the story, but it would lead, him not reporting the story is enough for me to say, fuck you, Brian. You're a shill, and everyone that watches this will know it.
Harvey is suggesting here that I'm a Luciferian and Jesuit because of my YouTube channel logo. If there is such a thing as textbook delusion, this is it. Basically, Harvey's saying, F you, Brian, you're a shill because you won't report on my story. On the third video, Harvey talks about a coincidence between me and Richie referring our audiences over to Mike Morales' channel because he revealed what looks to be imagery that shows an explosion that initiated the fire that devastated Paradise, California. And yes, this is a coincidence. I don't communicate with Richie, and he doesn't communicate with me. It's possible that he saw my video and did a video of his own. Regardless, in Harvey's mind, it's sacrilege to say you don't believe the lies of NASA and yet recognize that there is an observable technological infrastructure that somehow allows us to view things on the ground from whatever's taking the imagery. Satellite, towers, whatever. Doesn't matter to me where the imagery comes from, and that wasn't even the point of the video. The point is, we have the imagery, and it does show an explosion before the fire in Paradise. So that's Harvey Dent's shill accusation of me. Leave your thoughts about this for the world, the Google Thought Police, and of course, Harvey Dent in the comments section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.
They're birds of a feather, man. They're on the same team, which is not to deliver you factual truth, but to deliver some half-truth bullshit that can't be proven by anyone.
Guys, I don't know how much longer my channel will be around here on YouTube. Please take a minute and sign up to my email list. It's free, painless, and you'll get some cool stuff. Also, take another minute to subscribe to my decentralized, censorship-free BitChute and Steemit channels. All these links are in the description. I want you to know this. If my channel goes down, I'll still produce content for you guys through my website and through BitChute and Steemit. So make sure you stay connected through the email subscription link in the description below. Just watch the 45-second video on my website and you'll be all set. If you want to support my work on this channel, grab a shirt, snag a flashlight, or hit me up on Patreon and PayPal. I'll see you guys in the next video. Before you go, check out one of the most in-your-face, hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt stores on the planet. Just by wearing one of these t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, or cutoffs, and without saying a word, you can let people know that black rifles matter. You can inform the sleeping masses that fluoride is dumbing them down, that Google is a gulag-style censorship machine, that the Department of Homeland Security is merely security theater, that the NSA makes your private life their business, that the Grim Reaper supports everyone's troops, that we need to legalize freedom, that in life there are no excuses, that CNN is a communist news network, voting is the suggestion box of slaves, that 9/11 was a lie, and that all official stories should be questioned. Also, let people know we're in the middle of a full-blown sheep-volution, taxation is theft, the IRS is an immoral robbery service, cops enjoy protecting and serving the crap out of you, that the space you occupy is not a gun-free zone, and that gun-free zones are the most dangerous places on earth. Your purchase helps support more hard-hitting content on my censored channel. As of the recording of this video, I have over 90 designs. I take your requests for new designs, and I'm adding new ones every week, so check back often. The link to the store is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.